All right, I'm Jason Whitlock. That's Marcellus Wiley, that dude.
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome to Speak For Yourself, the most fearless show in sports. Coming up, we'll tell you why Colin Cowherd's dead wrong about Zion Williamson playing in New Orleans. But we start today with Kevin Durant. All right, studies have shown a strong marriage can survive infidelity. In a healthy, loving relationship, both women and men are capable of moving past a single affair. It's the repeated cheating that dooms a marriage. What's even worse is walking in on your partner during the act. You can't unsee that. But there's one thing even worse than catching your partner's hand in someone else's cookie jar. It's when your friends and family see it too. That's the worst. That creates a level of shame that can only be fixed by divorce. Last night, when the Golden State Warriors thumped the Portland Trail Blazers, we reached the point where Kevin Durant has no choice but to leave the Bay. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green are making the whole KD marriage look like a sham. For the third straight game, Steph, Klay, and Dre played like they're elated KD is out of the house. For the third straight game, KD had to watch Steph, Klay, and Dre cheat on him. And for the third straight game, the basketball world witnessed it all in stunned disbelief. Steph, Klay, and Dre are happier without KD. They don't make them noises when KD's home. Square business. The Warriors got KD out here looking like Chris Humphries. Y'all remember when Chris Humphries was running around telling TMZ and everybody that his 72-day marriage to Kim Kardashian was real? No, it wasn't. Humphries was just a stepping stone to Kanye. Right now, most of you don't even remember that Humphries played in the NBA. The Warriors are turning KD into an afterthought just like Chris Humphries. KD definitely looks unnecessary. He made the mistake my daddy warned me about years ago. Boy, you marry a woman who needs you more than you need her.
Game.
That's the key to any relationship. The Warriors don't need KD. I'm sorry, but that has to hurt. I don't say that as a shot at Durant. I like Durant, I really do, but there's no way as a man and as a competitor he can be happy watching Steph, Klay, and Dre beat up Houston and Portland without him. No way. Every human being wants to feel necessary and needed. It's human nature. Golden State doesn't and didn't need Kevin Durant. The Warriors panicked 3 years ago after blowing a 3-1 series lead to LeBron in Cleveland. They flew to the Hamptons and begged Durant to join their team. They should have added some depth to their bench, forced Draymond to quit reacting emotionally, and stayed the course. By adding Durant, the Warriors diminished their own dynasty, and they've inadvertently diminished Durant. Let's say KD leaves Golden State with 3 titles. Do they carry the same weight as Larry Bird's 3 titles in Boston? Hell no. I'm not sure they're even the equivalent of Hakeem Olajuwon's 2 titles in Houston. Anytime Hakeem's titles are mentioned, someone always says, but those were the years Michael Jordan played baseball.
Facts.
It's an asterisk. The Warriors just put an asterisk next to KD's name and titles. All right, joining the desk now are Fox Sports NBA analyst Steven Jackson and Cuttino Mobley. Marcellus, I'll start with you. Do you think KD is bothered with the success the Warriors are having without him?
No, bothered too strong. I think he's taking notice. He's taking notice that, man, my team may be doing better without me in terms of wins and losses, even though he's watching some of the struggles his team has despite them winning the games without him. Everybody wants to feel the power of their influence in any situation. And in normal circumstances, you actually take notice when you're gone from that situation to see how they're doing, how they're performing. Hopefully they're doing worse without you. Does you really show you that power? But in this situation, you have to root for them because you're going to come back and return to them. So you need him to win these games. I don't think he's bothered. I just think that KD is noticing, okay, I hear you post-game press conference when you say, oh, the ball's flowing now. Everybody feels like they got their mojo. Everyone feels lethal out there. But I also hear you say in the same conversation, we need KD. So noticing, but bothered, a little too strong for me.
I don't think he's bothered at all. Perfect example.
Not at all.
Not at all. Perfect example. After they won against the Rockets, the picture lets you know it all. I'm not.
What happened last night?
What you mean? They won without it.
Did he put the picture up last night?
So he got to do it every game? He got to do it every.
You got to knock down shots every game?
Does
or
he
you
have
can
to
only do it once in a while?
He's not on the court. I'm talking about you asked the question was, is he
wasn't
bothered?
on the bench either.
He's hurt.
Boogie's hurt. He's on the bench.
Boogie's, but the injuries are different.
Yeah.
The injuries are
They
different.
don't want to hop up with no calves.
It's totally different injuries. When Boogie was, whether it was Achilles, he wasn't on the bench. He was nowhere to be found. He was doing rehab.
Yeah.
KD, the whole picture lets everybody know everything. I'm still happy for my team, even though I'm not there. It was good to celebrate the Houston win. They wasn't worried about celebrating game 1 against Portland. They know they're going to beat them. But that game 6, without him, where everybody was against them and they won the game, he showed y'all, I'm still with my team, even though they're not there. And the team came out and said, Steve Kerr, Draymond, we won, but we need KD.
No one's bothered.
Huh?
No one's bothered. He's not bothered. Okay.
He's not bothered by it at all. Why would he be? At the end of the season, I'm going to be a champ. I might be the MVP still, and I'm finna break the bank. And y'all talking about me. How am I bothered?
Bothered?
He's bothered.
He's bothered?
Listen,
he's bothered.
listen, Steven Jackson, Cuttino Mobley, we were the guys on our team, okay, majority of the time. If we're not playing basketball, if we're not playing, we're watching our guys, yes, we want them to win. If they start winning, though, inside of me, that's I feel like, God, I can't believe this. They might not need me. They might not need me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's about, I'm not going to say 100%, but he's at 70-30 bother. I'm telling you.
In this circumstance, in the playoffs, when you need them to advance without you?
He's already a person that wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Right.
And he's super sensitive about things. So you don't think when them boys are winning like that he don't feel some type of way?
And again, I don't even think it's a negative.
It's not a negative.
I don't even see it as a negative.
It's human.
It's
human.
They win these games without me, and I can just continue to get healthy and play in the finals. That makes my job easy. What am I worried about?
No, but the stick is...
The money's going to be the same
Jack,
in the summer.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, but guess
Context.
what? You know what the whole stick is? The stick is we were winning before you. So now you're not there and we winning without you. You're listening to the media with all we're saying that, we're more dangerous without KD. We're more this without KD.
You acting like he's Bruce Bowen or somebody.
He don't listen to the media. He listen to us. Because every time we post something, he reach out to us. He listen to us.
He definitely reach out to you.
He listening to us.
But again, you acting like he's Bruce Bowen. I mean,
why would you say that?
Because, trust me, if San Antonio wins a title without Tim Duncan, or it looks like, well, damn, they don't even need Tim Duncan. I'm sorry, Tim Duncan's bothered. If I'm Bruce Bowen, I'm just happy. I'm getting another ring.
It's just human. It's not like it's bothered. Like,
did they?
It's human.
Kawhi took over with Tim Duncan right there, and Tim said, all right.
Yeah, but at the end of Tim Duncan's career.
Tim Duncan wasn't 30 in his prime.
So context matters. So the context of this is the playoffs. I can't root against y'all to be bad without me.
It's not about rooting against
I can't feel that way because guess what? I need you right now to
feel
get
any type of way.
Y'all needed me when y'all was up 3-1 and lost. Y'all needed me then.
I'm gonna tell prime example. Prime example. Terry Rozier said it the other day. I'm not going to keep going through this.
That's
did he
different
say
in
that?
Boston, though.
Hold on one second, but
They
did he
ain't
say
winning.
that? Did he say that? Marcus Smart, when they said, right after that game, Marcus Smart was like, man, that's a bunch of BS. That's nothing to do with us. Yes, actually it is. Inside you, you're competitive. You don't want your team winning without you, and you have nothing to do with it, especially when the team was winning before you were there.
No, that's
you
not
feel,
the same team. So
you feel
I'm not getting lost in the sauce. See, one thing about critics is that they can really get you in a different mindset than reality. They can make you think that, okay, now we're talking about a team that won without you. They could have won if you weren't there. This team is not the same team. Why did they come out to the Hamptons to come get me? Obviously, they know better.
Thank you.
So why am I going to get lost in what some critics are saying?
Right.
I don't think it's about getting lost in critics, and I don't think it's a knock on KD. It's just human nature.
It's nature.
That you would like to be missed.
If I'm gone, yes.
I wouldn't use bothered, though. Like I said, he's listening. He knows it, but he's not bothered. He's not bothered.
All right, let's move on to another level. Does the Warriors' success without KD, does that put an asterisk next to KD's titles?
Oh, here we go.
Does that put an asterisk next to Luke Walton titles for not playing with the Lakers?
Yeah, we can put yes. I'll answer that yes. Now, let's move on
Really?
to KD.
So is it an asterisk for Kevin Willis?
We're talking about all-time great players.
Hold on. An asterisk is an asterisk, regardless where you put it.
Ooh.
Okay? If that's the case, Steve Smith only championship.
Steve Smith, why do you keep bringing it? We're talking about all-time great.
You talking about asterisks.
Go to the greats, though. Go to the greats.
You can't. You can't put an asterisk by no championship.
When Steve.
Because everybody would have one if it was easy.
Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, and Charles Barkley.
Olajuwon, you basically said
Charles Barkley's would be an asterisk if Clyde. If
you said amen when I said
you did do
Hakeem
that.
Olajuwon.
I wouldn't put no asterisk by Hakeem Olajuwon championships. I never said that.
Why you say amen?
No, he was talking about Jordan. That he would. He said you did. You agreed when he said
Jordan
Hakeem
baseball.
Olajuwon.
Everybody says Jordan was playing.
He probably wouldn't have them as many if Jordan was playing. That's common sense.
Okay.
That's common sense.
That's an asterisk.
But if Charles
That's an
Barkley,
if.
Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, and Hakeem Olajuwon won it when Charles came, would that be an asterisk?
You can never put an asterisk on the championship in my mind.
Thank
ever.
you.
Period.
Now, can we focus? Here's
Go ahead.
Period.
First of all, what I tell you about these critics, because they can make you start saying asterisks and false realities. First of all, I'm a non-champion, non-Hall of Famer.
Go ahead.
It's enough of us to clown, okay, that haven't won it. We are not about to let y'all tell them dudes, first of all, we clown those who don't have championship rings. Oh, if you get one, but here comes the asterisk. But I don't touch Hall of Famers and champions. It's too hard to get there to all of a sudden abbreviate that road to success. No, there's not an asterisk by KD. If he listens to people who think there's an asterisk, he's going to start doing dumb things and reacting to the nonsense.
Let me reframe the question.
You already do
Let
that.
me reframe the question.
Don't do that, dog.
Let me
I ain't got nothing.
Let me reframe the question.
Clown
When
me.
people say, man, Hakeem got those titles when Jordan went there.
Yeah.
Do you think 10 years from now, 20 years from now, people are going to say, man, he hopped on that Golden State team.
Yeah, let me give you something. I know what you're talking about. The back of the class does get their hair cut, and they at the barbershop talking too. And nobody wants to hear what they dumb butts are saying, but they going to get their words out.
Right.
What they're going to say is, man, you know what? Hakeem, man, he wouldn't have won them. Okay, he may have went out, but that's not reality. Oh, you know what? Durant, man, if he ain't go there, man, he wouldn't have had no championship. You know what? I don't want to hear that, but that is something that's going to be said.
But it's a good debate.
But it ain't a debate because there's no other
He's
side
a Finals
that's
MVP
realistic.
both times.
You
You
sitting
gonna put an
by
asterisk by the Finals MVP too?
Yeah, go.
Oh man, y'all clowns.
Go ahead.
Listen, you're going to make me act like I want to kill KD. That's not the point, but my point I'm trying to make is it's just something it's true. He went to a team who already won 73. That's a luxury, like I said before. It's
Charles
not a
Barkley went to a
necessity.
team that already won too.
And he didn't win.
And he didn't win.
And guess
he
what?
didn't win.
And Charles Barkley
and-
wasn't in his prime.
And he didn't win.
Well, look.
He wasn't in his prime.
He was about 100 more pounds heavier.
But you acting like people have not joined dynasties. The Lakers in 04. Like, people have tried this.
Who? What great person?
Karl Malone is chasing
was
ring
90
chaser
years
forever.
old.
Karl Malone,
Gary
Gary
Payton.
He was
Gary
ring
Payton.
chaser forever. They signed
Gary
everybody.
Payton. Gary
Come on,
Payton got
y'all
one on
stop
the
it.
I'm just
Karl
saying.
Malone was
Y'all
40.
tripping.
He was
And
still
so was
ring
Gary
chasing
Payton.
though.
Still chasing.
He was 40.
Yeah, but you can
KD's
reach.
30.
Listen, there's men out there 80 years old trying to get a little 20-year-old girl. Come here, girl. Let me talk to you. You still chase all day long. I'm not. Yeah.
So when he get it, is it an asterisk? No, he got it. He got it.
If he got money,
He got it.
it's an
It
asterisk.
don't matter. He got it.
He got money.
And it don't matter how you got it, as long as you get it.
As long as you get it, you got it. Can y'all give him credit?
Here's what I think y'all doing, though. Y'all making it sound like this is hyper criticism of KD. And all it is context around his titles that people are going to put. And it's because of the way they're playing right now. If they had struggled without him, it would have legitimized KD even more, and this conversation wouldn't even exist.
They did struggle without him. They came back 3-1. That's why they went to the
He
Raptors.
wasn't even on the team.
They got him because they
struggled
took
without
his
him.
coward's way
You
out.
know that.
They struggled
You know it's
without
hard
him.
to beat LeBron.
Not with KD.
Huh?
Not with KD.
They went 4-0 and 4-1. That's our point.
Truth sound like hate to people who hate the truth.
Who was the better team? When they were down 3-1 to OKC, who was the better team? The team was Golden State better than OKC?
They came back and beat them.
I'm just asking.
They were better.
They were better?
Yeah,
Okay.
they were better.
Okay.
Okay, see what?
I just don't understand how you can't, and Marcellus has already acknowledged it. People are going to talk about, man, he kind of sneaked that title.
No
in.
question.
He jumped on.
You
it.
just did that.
That's
They
not
gonna
the
say
same.
it.
That's
They gonna
not
say
the
it.
same as
That's
Michael.
not an asterisk.
That's not the same as Michael. That's not the same as Isaiah. That's not the same as Magic. That's not the same as Larry, Bill Russell, Kareem. He's put himself in a different category. Hell, I don't think it's going to be, they say it about LeBron going to Miami. This is going to be seen as even worse.
Grandma said you can't make sense out of nonsense. We are making some...
That's nonsense,
This
huh?
is nonsense talk. But you know what's funny? Michael Jordan, even in the barbershop, you've heard this about Michael Jordan. Oh, he had a young Pippen and he couldn't win. But when they got Phil Jackson, what happened? So now we're going to put an asterisk by that because a coach jumps on. Like, there's so many ways you could abbreviate a road to success. Why do we want to do this with KD when he flipped a team that had lost to a team that when they were up 3-1, he flipped it to where they swept that same
And you
team.
can put an asterisk on it when they get them rings out. See if they got an asterisk on that ring. All right? It won't be one. I'm telling you now.
Let me try one more. Let me try one.
I hear you though.
Let me try one more.
I think he got a good one.
Okay, let's try this. Because they're having this success. To me, this means KD has to leave Golden State to get his full respect. He wants to be on the same level as LeBron and some of these other all-time greats. It can't be done in Golden State.
Wow.
This is just
winning championships, winning finals, MVPs every year, and that's still not good enough for you?
They moving the goalposts.
What are you playing the game for? Cat, talk to me. If you're not playing the game to hold the trophy up at the end of the game, then not only that, your team is holding a trophy. Then you hold up the MVP. What else you playing for?
Carry your own team.
You know why them crickets? Because you only
It's not crickets.
It is crickets, because all you're going to do is look smart to dumb people. Like the
hold up.
noise makers, the ones who say, hey,
He won
the
the championship in the Big Three last year, right?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
It's some guys that wasn't on y'all team the first year.
Right.
That didn't go through the grind.
Right.
That still raised that trophy with y'all last year when y'all won the championship. Is it an asterisk by them?
Is
This
it
ain't the
about-
asterisk conversation.
Hold up, now
anymore.
we told us what's
We
the
not-
No, you
conversation.
can't. That's totally different.
How?
That's totally different. They not even. No disrespect
They
to those
joined
guys.
a winning team?
Who did? Yeah, but they're not even like impactful.
Don't bring the big three into
Okay,
this.
all
You
right,
keep trying
all
to
right.
lower the
I'm
conversation.
just using examples.
KD wants to be on the same level as LeBron,
Oh.
all-time great.
So he should leave a dynastic team and go to one that won 17 games. But if
Right.
he can get up the road again, then we won't put an asterisk by it.
Why make it
What
hard?
the hell?
Don't want to make it hard.
Yeah.
Why make it hard?
Yeah.
Why not carry your own team?
Why not?
He's not carrying his team?
No.
No, he's
Two
not.
finals MVPs ain't carrying somebody?
Why you keep saying that? Yes, he's the
He
most,
has help.
I just told him
Tremendous
this. I
help.
just told him this
But
the
he
other
ain't the
day.
leader?
You are the most talented, the best player in the NBA. We know this. We know that.
So that
but
means you
get your
can't-
own team. All this speculation will go if you have your own team. You can carry your own team. When you have a two-time MVP, the year before you came here, he averaged 30 points, 50, 40, and 90, and they won 73 games and beat you 3-1
Right.
with a Russell Westbrook, a young Russell Westbrook, and a young KD.
Why y'all
They
not
beat
doing
you.
Bron like
Hold
that?
on, let
That
him
sounds
finish.
amazing. Yeah, finish.
He was making good sense. Let him finish.
I love all that, but then when I join your team,
so
I'm
now
better
you
than you.
come. Now you come. Who leads the team in scoring? Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry takes one more shot than you do. He's still a 50, 40, 90.
Playoffs.
Stephen Curry.
You don't win championships in regular season playoffs.
That's-
They got on the same team. You give me all your accolades.
What did
and all
Stephen
your
Curry
stats.
say to him when he held up that trophy? That's what you came here for, because we winners.
Okay,
That's
respect.
what we do.
And what did Stephen Curry say after this last game? We need KD.
Of course he gonna say that. Just like Marcus,
of course he gonna say that.
Just like the boy Smart said in Boston said the same
We
thing.
ain't talking about the Celtics. That
This
ain't
is a bunch of
championship.
BS. It's a bunch of BS. But Terry Rozier, Jason Tatum, and all of them felt a certain way. I'm sorry. That's just how basketball is. And
Why
you
does
know
he have
it.
to get his own team? What does that make him?
I'm just saying, if you're gonna be
Because
called
that's what
as a
the
great, you gotta
all-time
lead
greats
your
do.
team.
The all-time greats get their own team?
Yeah.
That's not true.
Michael Jordan had his team, and then Scotty was with him.
So Kobe had his own team?
Yeah.
Why didn't he?
He had Shaq. Are
No,
you
before
kidding
after
me?
Shaq. After
Come on,
Shaq.
the last two.
After
the
Shaq
last
was his.
two.
My
The
goodness.
last
Steven,
Oh, my
after Shaq,
goodness.
it wasn't his family?
So he's saying in order to be a star, you have to carry your own team
No,
to a
but
championship.
he's the number one.
Tim Duncan had David Robinson.
Not for all the titles.
The
Stop
first
it,
title.
Steven. I get it.
He had, what, 2 Hall of
He got
Famers?
4 more
Yeah,
after
but
that.
Dave Robinson's on his way out too.
What Stax is saying is Magic joined the team. Kareem, like it's like we
Magic
really
joined
go-
what?
Magic was drafted
Magic
to a
won
team.
that, but
with-
Kareem wasn't in here as a rookie. Played center. Stop. Next, what are you talking?
Magic got drafted.
Magic
Kareem was on the team
No,
with
that's
Magic.
not what I'm talking about. But still, Magic won it. But he played center.
Kareem got hurt.
Played all 5
He
positions.
played
So
center.
LeBron got asterisks by his Miami championships.
I don't put him there, but some do.
But you put him on KD.
It's a little different scenario.
That's personal.
LeBron did not.
That's personal.
Did Miami win 73 games before LeBron got there?
And what did that get them? What
They
is
both-
73
they both
get them?
still
5
champions.
years. Dwayne Wade won it in 06. 5 years later, they win another champ. 5 years. 5 years is
He
a lot.
still joined another
Chris
team. That's all
Bosh-
I'm saying. He
Huh?
still joined another star.
He did, but then he came back. He came back to Cleveland, and he still win another one.
But getting a team means you got to have a bare cupboard, like no one that's
No,
good.
no,
and
no.
no one is good.
No,
now
that's
this
not
is
what we
my
said.
team.
That's not what I'm
Instead of going
saying.
to a team that somebody is
That's
a
not-
two-time MVP,
all I'm saying
and
is-
I'm still better than him.
All I'm saying is,
Still
if you
better
get
than
your
him.
own team and you win and you go to the finals, even if you lose, I want to see that from you because you're so great.
So
That's what I
you
wanna
get
see.
no props for going to the best team and
being
becoming the
better.
best player
Yeah.
on that team.
You get
You-
some
you were the
props,
best-
you just don't get the same ones. as Magic, Isaiah, Larry,
Why?
LeBron.
Why? Why?
Because they win without him.
They say the same thing on all them trophies.
He's a luxury.
They say the same thing on all them trophies.
Got it. But we're not talking. We don't hand out the trophies here. We discuss legacies up here.
But we accept them. We accept the trophies. Well, at least I did.
Let me join Usain.
I wasn't Tim Duncan. I accepted mine.
Let me join.
Ain't no asterisks on mine.
Let me join Usain Bolt in the Jamaican relay team, and I'm faster than him, and they win a gold medal. Y'all gonna talk about? Well, they
No, don't go for hypotheticals because that didn't happen.
You went.
It did happen. It did happen. He went to the best team and became the best player on the best team. That did happen.
No, he was already the best player. He was already the best player. He went somewhere where it's easier for him.
When he went to Golden State, everybody was saying LeBron is the best player in the league.
I'm going to say this to you real quick. Me, you, Chauncey Billups, and Al Harrington, you won't have to work as hard, correct?
No,
okay,
no
and guess
question
what?
about that.
Can't nobody guard you, correct? If all of us
No
with
question.
You. Okay, it makes it easier for you, right?
Right.
And out of all of us, you're the most talented one.
Right. So what's wrong with making it easy?
Stick around. Hey guys, Jason Whitlock here. Thank you for listening to the Speak for Yourself podcast. If you like what you hear, then you should take a minute to check out the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast hosted by the Herd's very own Joy Taylor. On the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast, you'll tap into a different take on the world of sports. Joy will break down all the biggest stories from the NFL, NBA culture, in and out of sports, and everything in between. So subscribe now for a weekly episode of Maybe I'm Crazy every Tuesday night on your favorite podcast platform. Now back to the show. Time now for a big story. Let's move to last night's draft lottery, where the New Orleans Pelicans won the Zion Williamson sweepstakes, and nobody was happier than the team's ticket office. Zion himself reportedly wanted to go to the Knicks, and today our buddy Colin Cowherd made a bold suggestion about what Zion should do next.
Zion Williamson has not been drafted yet. He does not have an agent. There's a reason for it. He can go back to Duke. I would not suggest that, but I have a plan. If I'm Zion Williamson, I do not go to New Orleans. I've seen what 7 years looks like. It's not good. I'm not doing it. I'm a generational talent. I'm not doing it.
All right, I saw this earlier today and it stopped me in my tracks to listen. It was fascinating. I hadn't thought of it. I totally reject it. I don't think the guy could have a better opportunity. If I were Zion, I would do just the opposite. I'd go straight to New Orleans and start begging Anthony Davis to stay and play with me. I think that would be the perfect combination.
Wasting his time.
I rejected this on the surface. I wouldn't even have stopped. I would have just respect, Colin. You said your point. My point would be, it's your turn. And it's your turn without Anthony Davis or with Anthony Davis. You got to understand that he got drafted to a team, and that team is going to be constructed by whatever management can do and can't do. And it's not about what Anthony Davis is about. Like, I understand that's the outside narrative, but now you're the individual part of that. Your mindset has to be, I'm going to make this team the best as possible. It's not dysfunctional in New Orleans, as everyone is saying. They went to the playoffs twice with Anthony Davis. They won a series. Dysfunction is teams that haven't even made the playoffs in that 7-year stretch. And
Lakers.
That's one. I mean, like, if we're really going to just call dysfunction what it is, it's not the oxygen in the room. It's not the walls. It's the people. It's the management. They have different management. They have David Griffin. So if I'm Zion, I got a singular focus to get there, show that I belong in the NBA, that I am a superstar, not just hype, and then go out there and just ball, whoever's with me.
First, you just got to show you appreciate being in the NBA first.
Yeah.
You know how many people try to get in the NBA, how many jobs in the NBA, like, the opportunity, you got to show that you're humble about that. And I think for the most part, that kid is showing he's humble about it. But you got to go to New Orleans. You can't worry about what other players are doing. And going down there and trying to tell AD, you wasting your time. AD already out the door. You see, as soon as they found out they had the #1 pick, the first thing he did was went on social media. I still want out. That's the first thing AD did. So he wasted time. Focus on your career. Focus on you going there.
AD said this. Are you sure?
What you mean?
AD
That's
said
what I know it was reported.
It was reported. It was
reported, but did it come out of AD's mouth?
It came out on social media.
Gotcha.
Yeah, on his
It came out on social media.
Right.
But it came from his agent.
Yeah.
Okay, it came from his agent.
His puppet
nothing's
master.
changed.
Go ahead.
Yeah, nothing's changed. He still won out.
Got it.
But I'm just saying that he shouldn't go there with that on his mind.
Nah.
He should go there with being happy to be in the NBA, with the opportunity to be in a great city like New Orleans, which I love, and the people going to embrace him, and just focus on your career and stop worrying about everything else, stuff that you don't control.
New Orleans is a great city. Now, AD knows something we don't know. We haven't been there in 7 years. We're not inside the organization.
AD is not a New Orleans guy, though.
All right, he's not a New Orleans guy. But David Griffin coming, okay.
I like it.
I love David Griffin.
winner.
I love David Griffin. But at the end of the day, I'm sitting here like, AD, I know he's going. So when I saw this last night, I said, oh, this is kind of like a like a setup. Like, they know AD going to go, so let me give y'all the first pick. Because, you know what I mean, you're a small...
What should Zion do? What do you think of Cowherd's take that he should go back to college, not play for New Orleans?
No, you go to New Orleans, like Steve Jackson said. Go to New Orleans and figure it out. Because before Michael Jordan went to Chicago, right, like Chicago wasn't nothing. Michael Jordan goes there, now Chicago Bulls is the third winningest franchise in the NBA.
You go to college, blow that shoe out, tear your whole Achilles. It's a whole situation coming back in the draft.
Yeah, I'm not
You
doing
don't wanna
that.
take that
I'm not
chance.
gambling that.
I agree with that. But here's why I disagree with you, Stephen. Because, one, I know what Rich Paul's agenda is, to move Anthony Davis. I don't know if that's in Anthony Davis's best interest. If I'm Anthony Davis, and again, if I'm Zion Williamson and I'm from the South, I grew up in South Carolina, I'm not afraid of being in the South, I like the South. New Orleans is a perfect situation, and if I'm Zion, I'm sorry, I don't care what Rich Paul wants or what all the speculation is, I want to get face-to-face with Anthony Davis because if I'm Zion, that's the perfect front court partner for me. A guy that can stretch the floor, a guy that, when I can't guard the post, because I would make Zion a post defender on the nights when he can't, Anthony Davis could. I think that's the perfect
You're
combination.
not winning with that. You need more shooters. The way the
Drew
game is
Holiday-
the way the game is now, Drew Holiday's by himself. He's by himself in the guard position. And you see these guards around the league right now, they loaded up. They got 1, 2 really good guards. Drew Holiday's, I love him. He's a great two-way player. But at the end of the day, Zion and Anthony Davis
That
can't
ain't
do.
work.
Anthony Davis get 45, 20, and 10 blocks, and he still don't win.
Yeah,
And
they had that with
Right.
Boogie.
Right.
It took a while for him. Boogie and him were putting up
And
big
Boogie's
numbers.
better than Zion.
And it still wasn't adding up. Here's the thing. You, as a rookie coming in with this hype, one, you got to have a relationship with Anthony Davis. And you don't have that. You have that maybe in social media, through connections. But you got to get on that court with that guy and earn that respect. Will they have the time to do that? And then it's about...
Time ticking.
Yeah, like...
AD 7 years.
You can't come up to a veteran like a AD and just say, I need you to stay, and then have that hit somewhere where it has influence.
Yeah.
Like, you can say it, but
I
a lot
only
of people
regret the
say
shots I don't take.
I give you that.
Oh, dig
I'll
it.
say
At
it.
the end of the day,
How far can you lean into it, though?
anything that you want to get in New York or in any of these other cities, down south, they would be so dominant and such a force in terms of Zion and Anthony Davis. Zion's bringing all of that attention and excitement with him. Whichever city he goes, the cameras and the attention are going to follow. College basketball has been dead for 15 years, and this dude brought it back to life, and you think he can't bring some attention and some excitement and all the social media buzz, whatever buzz you want, Zion can bring it naturally right there to New Orleans. If I was Zion or people close to him, I would be trying to explain that to Anthony Davis and screw what Rich Paul and all them want. It's about what's best for AD. I'm not sure if AD is really trying to do what's best for him or trying to do what his handlers say is best for him.
It would be good to see, though. I wouldn't mind saying that because the only reason we stopped talking about Boogie and AD is because Boogie got hurt for the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a week before. If we would have saw them two in the playoffs, they probably would have kept them two together.
Right.
Because they probably would have made some noise. The look, it would be good to see what that would look like.
But, Jack, that's totally different.
It would
Boogie
be
can
good.
shoot from the outside. AD can shoot from the outside.
Yeah.
Zion can't shoot from the outside yet, one. And two is the same situation with you, with the point you just made. LeBron James is the biggest since I don't know who. And he couldn't get nobody to come to Cleveland.
Right.
New Orleans.
So New Orleans,
But if
it's
Draymond can
like-
play the, if Draymond
I'm
can
saying
play the
it's a small
five, you're
market
right.
like that.
Zion can play the 5 too if Draymond can play
Yeah,
the
that's true.
Whitlock and Wiley, we're joined now by Fox NFL analyst Mark Schlereth. Let's move to the Jets, who surprised a lot of people around the NFL today by firing general manager Mike Maccagnan and naming head coach Adam Gase as the interim general manager. Maccagnan hired Gase and brought Le'Veon Bell to New York in free agency, which apparently was a part of the problem, as Jets insider Manish Mehta tweeted today, quote, "One disagreement between Adam Gase and Mike Maccagnan, Christopher Johnson, Gase absolutely did not want to sign Le'Veon Bell per sources. In fact, he made it clear that he didn't want to spend a lot of money on any running back. Yikes.
A lot. A lot.
Yikes. The question here is, who's more doomed, Le'Veon Bell or Adam Gase? Because on the surface, it sounds like Le'Veon's headed into a bad situation, but Le'Veon got the bag.
Yeah.
Over the long haul, Adam Gase is working in one of the most dysfunctional organizations in professional sports. This is crazy to me.
It is crazy. A lot to unpack here. Who has it worse? It's going to be Adam Gase, because the last time seen on the field or on the sidelines, Le'Veon Bell was better at what he does than Adam Gase is at what he does. So now, Le'Veon, you're in a peculiar position. Now you have a head coach who is acting as the active general manager as of today, who reports say doesn't really support and like you. So now you got a problem, because those the carries, the attempts, the opportunities come from Adam Gase. So how will that compromise his situation? Kind of an Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger power play here, and then you want to depart that. But Le'Veon got the bag. He's going to stay still. This is dysfunctional all around. Adam Gase was a losing coach in Miami. They just fired McCagnon, who was a losing GM, despite having success the first year. Just a lot of mess, but Le'Veon, I think, will survive through it. We have seen players play well through dysfunctional situations before. I think this
I'm going to disagree with you. I think, Adam Gase has had his eyes on this job for a while, on the GM job, if you will. You remember those crazy eyes from the, yeah, them crazy. Where's those crazy eyes? Can you give me the Adam Gase crazy eyes? He had his eyes on that GM job. He wanted to take over. He's a grand poobah of all things football, for crying out. There he is. Look at that. I mean, come on. He's like, look at that GM job, man. That thing looked good. Woo!
That's your coach.
Yeah, no. All right, but in all seriousness, here's the thing. He came from what I think is probably one of the most dysfunctional organizations in all of football, the Miami Dolphins. And he got the job in New York. I look at this a little bit differently. Like, I look at this as, are the New York Jets and their management and their owner saying, you know what, we're actually going to empower you. We're actually not just going to appoint you the head coach, but now we're going to empower you. We're going to give you those decision-making processes. We're going to give you, because he comes from, like I said, an organization, to me, and I've called games there. I stood on the sideline on a Friday afternoon practice, and I thought I was going to get in trouble. The practice was so bad. And I pulled Adam aside and I said, that's the worst practice in 12 years of playing and 18 years of broadcasting that I've ever seen. I mean, it's the worst. And he said, tell me about it, the culture here, and I'm in charge of changing the culture, and I haven't been empowered to change it. So I just wonder if this is the power play of him saying, this is not going to work. You cannot give me players that don't want to play football.
But
and
why
I don't
today?
know about Le'Veon Bell is a great.
Why today, Mark? Think about it. Like, you already hired Adam Gase. You already signed Le'Veon Bell. Why today, all of a sudden? You already had a GM.
Right.
Why today? If we're really trying to empower you, that shows dysfunction.
I'm going to tell you why I think today, perhaps, is because they've probably been bickering about this for a long time.
You know it.
And then when Le'Veon says, I'm not showing up for voluntary workouts, I'm not going to be a good soldier, Adam Gase is saying, this is
I told you so.
About.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking. I can't change the culture. We can't establish a culture. I told you not to invest in this guy. This guy's about his rap career and getting the money. He's not about a winning culture. He's a great player, but he's not a cultural tone setter that we need. And Adam Gase probably argue, and the running back position just isn't worth the money we spent. And so they finally went his direction. But my problem for Adam Gase just moved. I wouldn't trust any of these guys. Chris Johnson, the owner, is the problem, because he should have made a decision long ago.
Preach.
If they had this battle going on over Le'Veon Bell, the owner needed to be strong enough to choose a side, not we'll let him sign him and then we'll work it out, and now we got to fire the guy later.
How about Chris Johnson coming out after the draft saying, oh, McCagnon, he's safe. After the draft. So this, Adam Gase, you thought you knew dysfunction? Get to know it again,
Yeah,
brother.
well,
this is ridiculous.
It is. There's no question that it's ridiculous. There's no question that is. I mean, this feels to me, initially, when I first glanced at it, when I first saw the news, I was like, this is the most Jetty thing the Jets could do, right? Like, this is. But, I try to dig a little deeper and saying, if you're going to change the culture, here's what I know about culture. Either you establish it and you preach it and you live it every day, or culture works you. Like, the culture of a football team is very interesting because if you're not working on a day-to-day basis, it follows the path of least resistance. And it becomes a mess. And so if you can't establish it, you know, and obviously there was a philosophical difference between those two, and Adam Gase won out. Now, you may not like the timing of it, but at least he won out. We'll see. It's 100% on you now, Adam.
All right, welcome back. Whitlock and Wiley, Steven Jackson, and Mark Slayer at the back. Time to get Antisocial. Got my Twitter off here.
Get it on.
Darnell Smith.
Got your Twitter off there.
Oh, look at that.
I came ready today.
Yeah, see that?
He's getting the Twitter off sprayed on him last couple days.
Oh, we hit you. It was wet,
The
too.
full can.
What's poppin', Darnell?
Yes, sir. We're going to start off in New York, where Knicks fans were disappointed once again last night after not getting the #1 draft pick. There have been a lot of talk about Zion playing in New York, but now it looks like he'll be headed to New Orleans. Of course, Twitter trolls are out in full force and made this meme of Zion next to Daniel Jones saying, the Duke athlete New York fans wanted versus the Duke athlete they ended up with. God, do you believe that the Knicks are cursed?
Do I believe the Knicks are cursed?
Yes, sir.
No. Look, I still remember them getting Patrick Ewing in the draft lottery. No, I just think they've had a little run of bad luck, but they're not cursed.
Yeah, I don't believe in curses. I don't believe in voodoo, witchcraft, none of that stuff. I don't even believe in the culture is. I mean, shoot, you go to some sorry teams and make them good. You go to some good teams, they sorry. So, look, the Knicks, just bad luck this situation, move on, man.
I do believe in karma, and they're dealing a lot of bad karma from their owner. That's what's going on.
I like their owner.
Yeah, but the karma's coming off of him.
Yeah, when I thought, I thought the whole thing was rigged. Then I thought last night, I go, maybe it's not rigged. And then I realized, super duper, just absolute Adam Silver totally tricked everybody. They rigged it to go to New Orleans. I mean, how about that? Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody saw it coming.
Yeah, the NBA used to own New Orleans.
Right, to get everybody off the scent.
Roger Goodell rigged it. He did this payback for the
We
non-called
talked about
playoff.
this yesterday, and look what we talking about now.
Yeah.
Same thing. Man.
Staying in the NBA lottery, with the Pelicans taking the first pick in the draft, it's pretty clear that we know Zion is headed. The 6'7", 285-pound rookie's stature has been compared to the likes of J.J. Watt, and social media has even joked about Zion playing tight end in the NFL. Well, Saints head coach Sean Payton had a bit of fun on Twitter, posting a picture of Zion in the Saints uniform with the caption, "Had a thought." Do you guys think Zion could actually pull this off?
Hell no.
Yes.
Hell no.
Yeah, why not?
That's hustling backwards, brother. No one chooses football. Football chooses you. After you learn you ain't a basketball player, all of a sudden, hey, man, let's go get it a 3 technique. Ain't nobody ever just wanted. And you understand,
that's true.
You know what the game's like. How you gonna say he can pull this off?
He can. Antonio Gates is going to the Hall of Fame. He was a basketball player.
Yeah, because he couldn't play
Tony
basketball no more.
Gonzalez going to the Hall of Fame.
Because he couldn't play basketball no more. You're making my point. If you can play basketball, you ain't playing football. Let's just say that.
I got to agree with him. Stick to basketball. Hey, that's hustling backwards.
That's hustling back.
Their contracts are guaranteed in the NBA. They're not guaranteed in football. Don't even think about it.
Here's the thing. Yeah, you're not ever going to go play football. Like, that would be ridiculous. That would be stupid.
Insane.
But could he? So, yeah.
If he couldn't play basketball,
Yeah, there's plenty of tight ends that aren't asked to block. There's plenty of tight ends that just get outside the number. I call them water tight ends. Get out in there with water where nobody hits you, right? Don't get in the concrete where people are hitting each other. Like, stay out of the concrete, get out in the water. He could do that.
He could do that.
Yeah.
You're right. He wouldn't, though.
Let's talk Cleveland Browns football, where OBJ and other Browns players have been very vocal about their confidence in the team, with OBJ even saying he thinks the Browns will be the next Patriots. Well, former NFL trash talker and ex-Patriot Rodney Harrison didn't appreciate the comment, saying, quote, "You don't need Odell Beckham talking about he's trying to be like the Patriots. Just shut up and play, okay?" Does Rodney have a point here?
Absolutely. What's the problem, Stack?
Well, you're going to set a standard to the best team in the league. He's not saying that we are them. We
Set a standard by play, not by talk.
Oh, my goodness. Every team in the NBA, what they doing? Trying to be like Golden State.
Play it. They don't talking.
Look, Rodney, my former teammate, one of my best boys, he will get a text about this. I disagree with him. But this is Rodney. Rodney doesn't know how to be PG. Like, it's either G-rated where he faking it or he RX. He just go all the way in. This is Rodney. So I know where he's coming from. He's like, man, we don't want to hear about it. Let's go do it. But at the same time, I'm not mad at Odell for saying it. You got to set a standard and let's go get it.
I agree with Rodney. Wait a minute. You haven't taken one snap. You ain't taken one snap for Cleveland. You already got them being the Patriots.
You can't want to be. You can't want
to be the Patriots.
You can.
The Patriots don't talk.
You want to be. Hey, you want to be exactly. You want to be the Patriots. Keep your mouth shut and actually show up and play. I will tell you this. I worry more about a team that has its first taste of success and having the maturity to continue to play the way you have to play to keep that success going. It's much easier to lose, right? Because you got something to grow on. You got something. It's much harder to have a little taste of success, and that success was what 7-9 last year.
Yeah. Right. How many rings you got?
Just 3.
Okay.
Just 3. That's it.
There it is.
Time now for Darnell's question of the day. Darnell, take it away.
There it is.
The other day, a story came out of this anonymous 30-year-old man who ran out a billboard to help him find love. The billboard read, Toledo's #1 bachelor, seeking women 18 to 35, with his email written below it. I personally think this was the best route to go to find love, but I want to ask you guys, what advice would you give this man?
Hold on, you think this is a good route?
No. I said I don't think it's the best route to find love.
It sounds different.
I'm sure he's tried Match and Tinder and
Instagram.
ChristianMingles.com and all that. Where I think he should start is the Twitter DMs of this reporter, Liz Skalka, that wrote about it. That's where I would start. Hop in those DMs.
Boy.
Save yourself $1,100.
Boy, you learned something turning 52. You turned 52.
Way to simplify, Will.
Yeah, right. I got too many homies that are still single talking about, man, I can't find nobody come by. I always say, look, if you're really looking, there's somebody for everybody. But everybody's expectations be a little higher than they want to be the Patriots.
Yeah.
Look, hey, dog. Hey, girl. Hey, bro. You ain't the Patriots. Know your level, one, and don't miss the boat waiting on the yacht. A lot of people want to just sit there. I want the bet. Man, just take what you can get and build on that. So I wouldn't do a billboard. I just start looking around.
First of all, the billboard costs $1,100. You know what you can get for $1,100? I'm gonna leave that alone. You'll be in love for a long time for $1,100. Second, he in Toledo. If you got $1,100 to spend on a billboard in Toledo, you need to move to LA. You need to move somewhere else, because you might have a little paper. And I guarantee you, if you go to LA and New York and they know you got paper, you ain't gotta make no billboard. Just show up to the high spot. Just show up to the high spot, you good, man.
What am I supposed to say?
Get down.
Some fatherly advice.
You
got a lot of daughters.
One.
Come on, man.
Okay, one. Yeah, what I would tell my daughter is that dude, you don't want nothing to do with that dude. First off, 18 to 35?
That's a big window.
18 to 35? 18's barely legal, man. That guy is...
That's not a window, that's a patio.
Right, yeah.
Hey, Rick, you know I'm well connected around the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
And one of my sources out there told me who the anonymous man really is. Check this out real quick, man.
Don't do it.
It's on the iceberg. You see the 419? He's from Toledo. Emails and the Twitter. Iceberg Jim Jackson.
That's what you doing now, Jim?
Yeah, on them
He
streets.
got the money to blow.
He do got the 1,100. He got the 1,100 stacks.
Jim Jackson.
Wow.
Put his face on the billboard, man. We got one with his face
He's
on the
been a ladies'
billboard.
man for a long time. I got to try the billboard.
Hey, Iceberg. Come on, man.
Steven Jackson and Coutinho Mobley are back. Let's return to the NBA, where the Warriors dominated the Trailblazers in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, winning by 22 in a game that never felt all that competitive. Damian Lillard put up just 19 points, while his counterpart, Stephen Curry, was phenomenal with 36, with Portland giving him open look after open look. After the game, Blazers coach Terry Stotts was asked about his team's defensive strategy.
Houston had some success, trapping Steph and really getting out on him. Is this sustainable for you guys to keep dropping the big so far?
Did they, I can't remember, when he had 33 in the second half, were they trapping then?
Yes.
They were? And he scored 33 in the second half?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look at that.
That's Terry Stotts.
That part.
Yeah.
Wow.
all kinds of
Listen,
spending.
the question here is, more impressed by the Warriors or more disappointed by the Blazers last night?
No option. It has to be disappointing the Blazers. One, CJ and Dame, if they don't outperform the backcourt of Golden State, they don't have a chance, let alone let Steph by himself have more made field goals than you two combined. Steph has 9 threes. Your whole team has 7. No way. And Dame, as much as I respect him and think he's a killer, Game 7 Denver, Game 1 here. We're starting to see a little pattern the wrong way in terms of not showing up. He was very inefficient in the Denver series. It carried over to this one. I was disappointed by them not putting up a fight.
Definitely disappointed. I mean, they already have to play an excellent game to win, but you don't show up at all. Your role players don't show up. Y'all complaining about your coverages. Like, all that's supposed to be y'all supposed to be on the same page with that before y'all come out the huddle, before y'all come out for the game. It was all bad by them not showing up, not being on the same page, not performing like that, getting beat by 20 game 1 when everybody expecting y'all to show up and compete against this team. Bad way to start off a series against a great team because now they feel like they're going to run through y'all.
You know, it's funny. Rodney Hood, Harkless, they played pretty well. 17-17.
Yeah.
What I'm disappointed is Cantor, and I'm disappointed in Dame Lillard for not showing up like he should. The Dame Lillard that I know, that I love. If you watch the game, Cantor, off the pick and rolls, he in the paint like Stephen Curry's supposed to be coming to the cup. Every single play. So when Stephen Curry come off that pick and roll, he literally open every single time. And he wasn't never known for his defense. So if he don't get it right, Portland, bye-bye. You might get 5-1.
That's the first thing Dame said.
But was that by design to the point of the post-game?
No.
That's what I think maybe Stotts is saying Cantor didn't play it right.
Yeah, he didn't play at all.
No, that's not what he's saying. Stotts is saying they should double
Doubled
Steph.
him, yeah.
And he said, was they doubling Steph when he had 33?
No, I get it.
They were
So
doubling.
He's saying he's sticking to his plan, but
Having
what I'm hearing from Coutinho is
shouldn't do it.
Cantor, Cantor
he messed up.
executed
He
right.
literally messed up. He's not supposed to be off of Stephen Curry that
For
much.
4 quarters?
Well,
he
no,
messed
no.
up? Come on.
Damon said different in his press
What do
conference.
you think that? Do y'all really think that coach told Cantor to when Stephen Curry comes off the pick and roll? I don't know no coach in the world to say if Stephen Curry comes off a pick and roll, I want you in the paint.
That coverage worked for 3 quarters. They only down 6 without any.
Nah, it didn't.
It didn't work.
Well, no.
He had 33
I'm
points.
saying the game was in the balance going into the 4th quarter with no
it never
performance
worked.
from
Marcellus,
Dame and from CJ.
Marcellus.
That's what coach is saying.
Even if you down 6, y'all made fun of me when I said LeBron James was the whole in December they was in 4th place. Man, you talking about this? No, listen. You was what'd you say? You were 2 games away from 10th place too. Just because you down 6 against Golden State don't mean nothing. You lost by 22.
Yeah,
Golden State's
with
for real.
nothing.
His point, and it's a good one, is that even when they were down 6, they were really down double digits.
Exactly.
This game was never competitive
Nope.
from an effort standpoint from Portland and from what Coutinho's saying, and maybe Stotts is back here, from an execution standpoint. Because it is hard for me to believe Steph's got 2 MVPs, he's working on a 4th NBA title. No way in hell any coach is like, hey, Enos, you just hang back in the paint.
Did you see where he was at?
What Dame said, he said that in a press conference. He was like, no, Damian
about Enos.
He's talking about Cantor, but he wasn't talking about Cantor. He was saying as a team, we cannot go over pick and rolls and have the big man in the paint. That was the game plan.
That's the game plan.
That was their
Thank you.
game plan
Y'all
going into the
understand
game.
that? That's what Stotts
Damon
defended.
Lillard said we cannot do that going next game. That was their game plan.
I doubt it.
But
Not with
hold on, Steph.
Not with a shooter.
Stack.
Right.
Stack. You heard that as a criticism of the game plan. Why didn't you hear that as him saying Enes Kanter played this wrong?
Because if you look at the game, every big man was sagging off. Steph, he didn't get those threes just on Cantor. Right. He was getting them on Collins. He was getting them on all the guys that was guarding that pick and roll because they was trying to stop him from getting to the rim.
And that's what Stotts said. He said, "Oh, did y'all see Houston trap him?
I heard it.
And when you trap him,
got to the rim
he
every
got
time.
33 on y'all still. So he's like,
I'll just say this then. Y'all making a hell of a point also in terms of there was no belief in the game plan. And that
Bang,
may
bang.
have undermined the
Bang,
effort.
bang.
Because again, when I'm watching this game the whole time, I'm like, where's the effort?
Yeah.
This dude walked in wearing an Athletics jersey, Oakland Athletics baseball cap. I'm coming home, and I saw none of the effort.
Right.
And then if you're telling me this is what was said in the postgame, they didn't believe in the game plan.
Listen.
It's been times
I will bet $1 million. He did not tell Cantor to be in that paint. He might have told him to step up, but don't overcommit. But to be,
if you're not at the 3-point line and Steph, you in the paint.
yeah. You know why I know
If
you're
you're
going to
not
lose your
at the screen and roll with Steph, you in the paint.
You're going to lose $1 million. You know why? Because you have 3 quarters before you're going into a 4th quarter down 6, and he is not being reprimanded. So, hold on. Even if he thought it was not the game plan, you are the coach to get him corrected and put him into the game plan.
Yes.
He didn't do that the entire game, and now you're going to say he didn't do it?
Enes Kanter in OKC, Enes Kanter in New York, Enes Kanter everywhere he go, defensively is a liability.
No question.
I agree
You
with
can
that.
tell Enes Kanter something, you can draw it up, and when he go out there in that court, he will forget it.
Yeah, he's always been
So
a
I'm
liability.
gonna go half Terry.
I got you. Because the one thing I will give Canner, at least he did rebound. He did rebound.
That's what he do. He gonna do that.
Damian Lillard, to me, the sloppiness with the ball, the turnovers, it's not the missed shots. It was the turnovers that just early in the game, it was like, oh, my God.
He wasn't locked in.
Yes.
He wasn't
At
locked
all.
in.
The team,
At
they
all.
weren't locked in, and it blew my mind. And maybe it's they played a game 7 on Sunday, and that's just too much to recover from emotionally.
Well, I can say this. For a guy who played at home, and when the ticket request got out of control,
Yeah.
Brookfield.
We know that. You know that. I know that.
Bruh,
That's a lie. I hate that.
It drains you in a
It
way
drains
you
you
don't
so
know
much.
until after the moment.
Where
You're
you
like,
focused on showing up, but
Yeah.
not showing up in the game.
Exactly.
you
I don't
leave
like
that game thinking-
you had to go speak to kids. Maybe you had to go to a school. You had to go do this. You got to talk to your mom, your grandmom, to this, to that. It's
Yeah,
just too
everybody
much.
in the building.
That's too much.
All right, before we go, I'd like to say a word or two about Tiger Woods, Brooks Koepka, and the PGA Championship, which tees off tomorrow at New York's Bethpage Black. Remember when Muhammad Ali stepped into the ring with Larry Holmes, the greatest versus the 30-year-old undefeated Eastern assassin? It was a bloodbath. Ali's trainer, Angelo Dundee, stopped the fight in the 10th round. That's what I expect to see Thursday and Friday when Woods and Koepka play together in the first 2 rounds of the PGA. Although he's ranked number 3, don't be confused. Koepka is the best golfer playing today, especially in major championships. Koepka's going to bludgeon Tiger Woods. The 29-year-old Florida State grad is the golfer Tiger created. Koepka is built like an NFL defensive back and has all the requisite confidence that comes along with a Deion Sanders-like chiseled frame.
Like I said, I think sometimes the majors are the easiest ones to win. Half the people shoot themselves out of it, and mentally I know I can beat most of them. And then from there, it's just those guys left who's going to play good and who can win. So, I don't see any reason it can't get to double digits.
The it that Koepka's referring to is his number of major championships. He has 3 in the past 2 years. He finished second to Woods in last month's Masters. Only 3 golfers have 10 or more major championships: Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and Walter Hagen. Koepka could be halfway there by the end of this season. He has the same kind of focus, intensity, and confidence that made Tiger a major machine for nearly 15 years. As much as I love Tiger's throwback win at Augusta National, and as much as I believe Tiger is once again one of the 5 best players in the world, I also know he's not the best anymore. It's taken Tiger a month to recover from the Masters. He hasn't played. He chose rest over competition. He's going to be rusty tomorrow and Friday. Last week, Koepka played a tune-up, finishing 4th at the Byron Nelson. It wouldn't surprise me if Tiger missed the cut this weekend. If Tiger thought he could win the PGA, he would have competed at least once between the Masters and the PGA. Tiger's focus is on Pebble Beach and the U.S. Open next month. That's the next major he thinks he can win. Koepka believes he can win every tournament he plays. Koepka has the eye of the old Tiger. He's going to use it to beat up the greatest. As a Tiger fan, I'm throwing in the towel early. Steven Jackson and Cuttino Mobley are back. Let's return to the NBA, where the Eastern Conference Finals tip off tonight with the Bucks hosting the Raptors in Milwaukee. These were the 2 best teams in the East all year, and the best players, Giannis and Kawhi, have been huge so far in the playoffs. But after last night's game 1 in the Western Conference Finals, it looks like whoever wins this series will probably have to contend with a Warriors team chasing a three-peat. The question here is, can either one of these teams dethrone the Warriors?
I think the Bucks got a chance. I wouldn't bet on it, but I think the Bucks just right now you're seeing a team that's number 2 and number 1 in terms of offensive defensive rating. That's a balanced team, a deep team with a superstar that has length, that can go down in the paint, and that's a weakness for the Warriors. I can see that, but you know, all odds still favor the Warriors. But if I saw one team sneak up in there, it would be the Bucks more than the Raptors.
I don't think nobody can dethrone them. I think they probably can make it difficult, but ain't nobody beating the Warriors. So this is a waste of conversation. Neither one of these teams are going to dethrone the Warriors.
Why can't either one of them play with the Warriors?
They have a chance because, once again, I was on the 8 seed and I beat the 1 seed. So they got a chance in any series because the Golden State Warriors still have to go win the series. But talent-wise, Milwaukee don't have the talent. They have one player. One player, as you see, the best scorer in the game, James Harden, can't beat him by himself. He won't be able to do it either. I think they don't have enough. And Kawhi's the same way. That Game 7 against Philadelphia, everybody threw Kawhi the ball. He shot 37 times.
39.
39 had 41 points. That's horrible.
Yeah.
You shoot like that against Golden State, you getting blown out the building. Neither one of these teams can beat.
He was 33%, so
That's horrible.
going into the fourth quarter.
You shoot 37 shots, you're supposed to have 60.
I think if anybody has a chance, I think it would be Toronto because Kawhi can cancel out Klay. Kyle Lowry can maybe put a fight. No, listen.
Where you going?
Listen, hold on one second. Hold on one second. I'm just saying this.
I'm about to walk off.
No, I know. Don't walk nowhere.
Don't say, I think you about to say what I think you about
Kyle
to say.
Lowry got Drake.
No, listen. No, listen. He can't go with. Please don't go nowhere.
I'm just saying.
He can't go.
He guards his own.
Not saying he's gonna cancel out Steph, but what I'm saying is their team with Marc Gasol, their team with Siakam, their team with Green, their team with Kawhi, I think they have a better chance to match up because a lot of those guys have playoff experience. Serge. Now, I think they have playoff experience. Like Steven said, you can't dethrone. I don't think you can but it will be interesting if Toronto comes to play. If Toronto gets out of the Milwaukee Bucks, because playoffs is all about matchup.
Right. So
even though the Houston didn't beat the Warriors, that don't mean they can't beat the other teams in the 7-game series. It's matchups. And Golden State has an amazing team where you have 4 point guards on the floor at one time, whether it's Draymond, Iguodala, Shaun Livingston, Stephen Curry, and then Klay. So when you have that much IQ, that high IQ and that knowledge, just like Toronto has, if Kyle Lowry comes to play a little bit, just give me 17, 20 consistently with your little intangibles, I think you have a chance to do it. But other than that, I don't think anybody can beat them.
The team that's going to beat them is the team that's not beat before they get to the arena. A lot of teams are beat by them just looking at them, looking at the stat sheet, looking at them play, knowing you're going to play the Warriors. The teams that's going to beat them are not going to be starstruck, going to go out there and play them just like they're the next man. It's not going to be starstruck. That's going to be the team that beat them.
That's probably why I would agree with Coutinho in terms of Toronto. Kawhi has championship experience.
Yes.
Serge Ibaka has
Danny
played
Green.
in a bunch of big
Marc
games.
Gasol.
Danny Green. They have more experience. Having said that, though, and again, you just said it, styles make fights, I don't think Toronto can get by Milwaukee. So we're not even going to see the best matchup in the finals, where Toronto may be the most formidable for the Warriors. They might not be the right fit to be the Milwaukee team that's pretty hot, pretty rested, knocks down a lot of three-pointers, and the Greek Freak.
And they got Obama back. You know, he like Obama. What's his name? Brogdon.
Brogdon.
He talk just like Obama. He talk just like Obama.
Man, y'all taking me cliche back to the locker room when Coach said no one could beat us but ourselves. I swear nobody's going to dethrone the Warriors until either KD leaves or something like that. They got injury. They have to implode. There's no way some outside force is going to explode this.
It ain't going to
And
happen.
the funny thing is, if KD leaves, they still have a cushion of money. They can go get 2 or 3 guys.
Let me throw a different wrinkle in. Let me throw a different wrinkle in about what could happen to the Warriors, because I'm going off memory here. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think KD is going to sit out at least 4 games.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you?
I would too.
If not, and so when he does come back, I think there's going to be a bit of an adjustment, perhaps more so than at any other time. The kids have run wild, the cat's away, the mice have played. I just think it's going to be hard to get Steph and them back into that box.
Me and you didn't won 2 championships together. I don't need to be around you to know if you're going to be ready to play. I don't need to know what your game like. I know you already. You can miss 4 or 5 games. When you come back, we're going to pick right up where we left off.
What about number of shots?
Steph takes more shots than KD now, even during the regular season. So the beautiful thing about the Golden State Warriors to me is that even when KD comes back, they know Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Iguodala, Sean Livingston, they already know how to play basketball.
He is the
so
best
with him
player on
coming
the
back,
court.
But that's not during the playoffs, though. Steph doesn't take more shots than KD, especially after that game.
Not in the playoffs.
From game 3,
right, but
Clippers
Steph,
home.
but
So
yeah,
that is an adjustment.
He's suffering and he's still averaging 20-something.
Oh, yeah, he going to get his numbers, but he still got to
With KD.
adjust.
Everybody on that Golden State team know where they bread and butter at.
Yep.
Everybody know who
Who is it? Where is it?
When in the fourth quarter, when it's time to win.
Where?
Snipe, you know my name. You know who I am. Kevin Durant, you know my name. You know who I am. Fourth quarter, if you want to win, give me the ball, move out the way. The most efficient
Did you think
player
Steph
ever.
Curry really believes that?
He
right
said it.
now.
He's
done it.
He said it.
He's done it.
Who's doing it right now, though?
KD's not on the court.
I understand that.
When KD come back on the court, watch all them defer to KD.
They're going to defer out of respect, but
Out of
he's
respect.
making a point. Stephen Curry, still taking the back seat. That hurts you a little bit. You want to be able to make them shots.
Uncle Jimmy's here. All right, you got any thoughts on the show so far?
Nope. Let's get to the big dummy of the day then.
Yeah.
Big dummy of the day is the person that said that Tiger gonna lose this week in the PGA tournament. Any person with a half of a brain know that the last time you said it, he won the Masters.
Say that.
Ain't nobody listening to you, big boy.
No more.
Oh, boy.
Big
No
dummy.
mas. No
All right.
mas.
Here's a highlight from our discussion earlier about Kevin Durant. Golden State doesn't and didn't need Kevin Durant. The Warriors panicked 3 years ago after blowing a 3-1 series lead. They flew to the Hamptons and begged Durant to join their team.
Everybody wants to feel the power of their influence in any situation. You actually take notice when you're gone from that situation to see how they're doing. Hopefully they're doing worse without you. Does it really show you that power?
All right, Uncle Jimmy, I contend it's a sham marriage that the Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors, it's a sham marriage.
Look, be quiet.
What's your take?
Listen, man. Golden State and Kevin Durant ain't no sham. That's what you call a good, healthy relation. Okay? Now, based off of the fact that you still filing 0 on your tax returns, it's clear you don't know nothing about a good, healthy relation.
You got no exemption.
Okay? Look here, man, let me tell you something. Golden State is doing exactly what they supposed to do with KD being down. You know what I'm saying, Marcellus? When you out here living good and then you run in a little trouble, you gonna be down for 2 to 3? They gonna have to handle it while you gone. That's what Steph, that's what Klay, that's what they doing. They holding it down.
That's it.
You know, that's a good, healthy relationship.
Hold me down.
You know, hey, look, that's just like me and Maydessa. Nobody understood what was the finouche wow with me and Maydessa. You know, that's French. That meant that I was the cookie that she liked to be in her cream. I was the yin that made her yang. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we had that inseparable relation. She would clean the chitlins, Uncle Jimmy cook them. You understand what I'm saying? You know, hey, I remember a time, she needed a plumber. Uncle Jimmy came through with that pipe. You understand what I'm saying?
I see it right there.
I'm just trying to tell you, bro.
It's on your shoulder. Is that it?
Hey, now hold on. Nephew, I know, ain't nobody ever accused you of being a plumber. You know, just because you had a plunger, it didn't mean that you was gonna be a plumber. And I done tried telling you. Listen, kids, don't try this on your own. Uncle Jimmy's a trained professional. Don't do this on your own.
Look at that, Cam.
Look at me and my Dessa was like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Oh, wow.
When?
Hey, bro, listen to me. Everybody know that Jay-Z don't need Beyonce to sell out a show. Right. And Beyonce don't need Jay-Z to sell out a show. But now you put them both together, bro, you got the best of both worlds. And they're gonna sell out a show for a week.
That was actually Jay-Z and R. Kelly that had the best of both worlds. But go ahead.
You went there.
Same thing with Golden State and KD.
Right.
KD can stand on his own 2 feet. Golden State can stand on their own 2 feet. But when they stand together, they unstoppable, baby. That's what a good, healthy relation is.
Healthy.
KD would be crazy to leave Golden State.
Agreed.
Beyonce would be crazy to leave Jay-Z.
She was close.
Just like everybody told Maydessa, you'd be crazy for leaving Uncle Jimmy. Talking about she wasn't gonna miss that pipe. Hey, boy, like they used to say in the commercial. Call Uncle Jimmy, that's the name, and I'll get them troubles out of your drain. Call Uncle Jimmy.
What channel are we on?
Oh, you don't remember the Roto-Rooter?
Yeah, Roto-Rooter. I ain't singing it for that, though. Hell no. I'm good.
All right, Uncle Jimmy. Not bad, not
Yeah,
bad.
good,
Let me
man.
get to my Kevin Durant approval rating.
Help us.
I got to drop him. Look, job performance, availability is the number one ability.
Greatest
He's
ability.
not available.
That's real.
So I drop him to 15 there in job performance.
15?
Drop him a couple points in all-time greatness. Steph and him taking some shine off of him. Drop him a point in character. Anyway, I got him down to a 70.
His all-time status drops because
Yeah.
he got injured.
Because he got
They don't need him.
Because he got
really?
sick days.
Okay.
He ain't used the
We'll
sick
see.
days.
Yeah, he 34, 5 and 5 in the playoffs, shooting 42 from 3. Only thing is, he hurt right now. I had to take 2 points off. Other than that, he's still the GOAT. He's the best player in the playoffs this year. Give him
Ever.
that, man. Come on. Well, ever.
When he comes back, I'll raise his.
You gonna raise what?
approval
His
rating.
all-time status again?
Yeah, I'll raise his job performance and all-time status. But right now, he's down. Availability, number one ability.
Call
Yeah, I can
Uncle
do that.
Jimmy,
Don't
that's
sing that.
the
All
name.
right.